How long does your YouTube script really have? About 30 seconds. That's how long before most people who clicked decide to stay or leave. And if those seconds sound like a machine wrote them, they leave, and the algorithm quietly stops showing your video to anyone. Worse, that same robotic script is the exact thing that gets an AI channel flagged and demonetized. So your script isn't one part of the video. It's the part that decides whether it lives or dies. Today I'm going to prove something to you, and I'll show you the before and the after, side by side. There's one rewrite pass that takes a draft from sounding obviously like a robot to sounding obviously like you, using the same tools you already have. Same facts, same software. Watch what actually changes.
K here. And before anyone closes the tab in a panic, let's kill the myth first. Using ChatGPT to help write a script is not against the rules. It never was. I bring that up because half the comments on any video like this are people convinced they'll get banned for opening a chatbot. That's not the rule. The rule is about who's doing the thinking.
Michael here, and out of the whole pipeline, the idea, the voice, the video, the thumbnail, the script is the link that decides the most. This is the tool most people reach for to write one. It's genuinely good at a first draft. It's also where almost everybody goes wrong, because they stop at the first draft.
I'm Liam, and here's why this one lands on you personally. Both things you care about run straight through the script. Whether a viewer stays past those 30 seconds, and whether your channel stays eligible to earn. Get the script right and both take care of themselves. Get it lazy and you lose the viewer and risk the channel in one move.
And we built somewhere to make this easier. The exact prompt we're about to use, plus a template you can copy, are free at grow.professorerica.com, right next to the tool directory and the workflow guide. But first, a quick gut check. Have you ever read your own writing back and thought, this sounds like a robot wrote it? Coming up, exactly why it does, the one pass that fixes it, and the honest fight over whether to let the tool draft at all.
Let's start with the actual problem, because you can't fix a tell you can't hear. When you paste a lazy prompt into one of these tools, write me a script about AI voices, it hands you back something that reads perfectly and sounds like nobody on earth. Here's where that comes from.
This is the other big one people use, Google's Gemini, and that blank box is exactly where it starts. A weak prompt goes in the top, a polished draft comes out the bottom. The draft isn't wrong, it's just generic because you asked for generic. You gave it nothing of yourself to work with.
And once you learn the tells, you hear them everywhere. There are maybe 5 that give a draft away in the first sentence.
Here they are, laid out. The M-pileup, 3 of them in a single sentence. The formula, it's not just this, it's that, over and over. The glue words, moreover, furthermore, delve. Every sentence marching out at the same length, no rhythm at all. And the big one at the bottom, it's confident, it's polished, and it says nothing specific.
That last one is the real killer. Notice the draft never gets a single fact wrong. It just doesn't have a person in it. No opinion, no specific number, no moment only you would know. It's the writing equivalent of elevator music. Pleasant, forgettable, gone.
That's every AI draft I've ever gotten, word for word.
Right, because that's the default setting, not a mistake. And here's why it costs you money, not just style points. That flat, nobody home voice is exactly what makes a viewer leave in the first 30 seconds. It's also the same sameness that got a wave of channels flagged as mass-produced. One tell, 2 different punishments.
So the draft isn't the enemy. Stopping at the draft is. Which brings us to the fix, and it's one pass you run every time. Before we keep going, one small favor that actually moves the needle. If this is landing for you, tap like, then subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss the rest. 2 taps, completely free, and it pushes this in front of more people who need it.
Here's the whole fix, and it's one pass. 4 moves, and none of them are hard. You run it in about the time it takes to make coffee.
4 steps, start to finish. You brief it. That's you, up front, handing over your angle, who it's for, and the shape you want. The tool drafts a starting point. Then you red pen it hard. And last, you make it yours, so it could only have come from you. That final box is the whole ball game.
Step 1 is where most people already lose. They write me a script about AI voices, hit enter, and wonder why they get sludge. A real brief is specific. And the best part, you write it once and reuse it forever.
Here's mine saved as a plain text file I paste every time. Read line 1. You are my co-writer, not the writer. In my angle, in my words. Who it's for? The structure I want, not the one it defaults to. And the voice. Short lines, my words, no filler. That right there is the whole difference between generic and yours. And it's 10 seconds of typing.
So it drafts, and this is the step nobody good ever skips. You take that draft and you attack it.
Attack it like this. Cut the paragraph that's boring even to you. Swap the vague line for one specific number or a real example, the kind of detail only you would know. Reorder it so your best point isn't buried in the middle. This is a real writer with a real red pen, and every mark on that page is a decision only a person makes. That editing is the human fingerprint the policy is literally looking for.
Wait, how much do I actually have to change before it counts as mine? Because that's the question everyone watching is really asking right now.
Less than you'd think, honestly, but it's not about word count. It's the test at the bottom of that workflow. If you deleted the AI out of your process entirely, would there still be a real idea, an angle, and your judgment left standing? If yes, you're assisting, and you're safe. Reword every sentence but leave no you in it, and it's still a scrape in a nicer coat.
So that's the pass. Brief, draft, red pen, make it yours. Same 4 moves every time. But there's a real argument about the order. Should the machine draft first, or should you? Because getting that backwards is a trap all its own. Before we settle that argument, let me actually show you the payoff, because it's smaller than you'd expect and it lands every time.
Same facts, 2 openings side by side. On the left, what the tool hands you. In today's video, we'll dive into AI voices. It's not just about sound, it's about connection. On the right, what you'd write after 1 red pen pass. A robotic voice loses half your viewers in 30 seconds. I know, because mine did. Same information. One of them is a person talking.
And notice what actually changed. The right side leads with a specific number. It admits a mistake. It sounds like a human who's been burned before. That's not a better vocabulary. It's a point of view, and a point of view is the one thing the tool cannot hand you.
My whole trick lives in one small habit. Before you ever open the tool, write down the single thing you believe about this topic that nobody else is saying. That's your angle. 1 sticky note. Everything after it, the draft, the polish, hangs off that 1 line. Skip it, and no amount of clever prompting saves you.
Now here's the fine print catch, the part nobody selling a course will say out loud. This is real work. Finding a genuine angle takes real thought, on every video, forever. There is no prompt that does that part for you.
And I'll push it further. If there's a topic you genuinely can't add anything to, no take, no experience, nothing a viewer couldn't get from the source, then don't force it through the machine. That's not your video to make. Skip it and pick one you can actually own.
And to be fair, there's a whole camp that says skip the draft entirely and just write the thing yourself. Frankly, for a lot of people that's the right call, and we're about to argue it out. But if you do use AI, this 4-step pass is how you keep it yours.
So that's the method and the honest price of it. Which leaves the one fight worth having. If you're going to use AI at all, do you let it draft first and then fix it? Or write it yourself first and let AI only polish? The two of them land in very different places, so let's settle it. So here's the real fork, and it changes how you work every single day. If you're using AI on your script at all, what comes first, the machine or you? Michael leans on letting it draft the whole thing, then fixing it. Liam thinks that's exactly how you end up sounding generic. Both of them have made channels work doing it their way. Michael, you start.
The blank page is the enemy, full stop. Most people never finish a script because staring at nothing is paralyzing. So let the tool fill the page. A messy, generic draft in 90 seconds beats a blinking cursor for an hour every time. And editing is easier than creating. I'm a far better writer with something to attack than with nothing in front of me. I get more good videos out the door this way, and shipping is the whole game.
I hear that, and I think it quietly wrecks your videos. Because the second you read its draft, you're anchored. Its structure becomes your structure. Its safe, middle-of-the-road take becomes your take, and you don't even notice it happen. I write my hook and my angle first, cold, before the tool says a word. Then I let it help me tighten. That way the spine of the video is mine, and the AI never gets to decide what I think.
Wait, Michael, answer that one straight. If you draft first, how do you not just end up polishing the machine's opinion instead of your own?
Because I bring the angle before I ever hit enter. It's the first line of the brief. The draft is scaffolding, not the argument. I tear the scaffolding down. Liam writes his hook first on a blank page. I write mine first in the prompt. Same discipline, different order.
Except most beginners never tear it down, they ship the scaffolding.
That's fair. If you don't actually red pen it, my way is the worst one. It hands a lazy person a finished-looking excuse to stop thinking. I'll give you that.
So the danger of your way is a lazy editor. Liam, be honest, what's the danger of yours?
Speed. Writing the spine cold is slower, and some people freeze at the blank page exactly like Michael said and never ship a thing. For them, his order might be the only way they ever finish.
So here's where I come down, and it isn't a fence sit. Both orders work, but only if the human layer is real, and that is precisely what YouTube's own policy rewards, original and authentic work over the templated kind. So my actual recommendation splits by who you are. If you freeze at a blank page, let AI draft, then red pen it like your channel depends on it, because it does. If you already have a strong point of view, write your hook and angle yourself first, and let AI only tighten. Either order is safe. Skipping the you is the only thing that isn't. So carry the one line that holds this whole thing together. Direct the tool, and you build. Let it replace you, and you're gone. Quick recap. The script decides whether your video gets watched and whether your channel gets to earn. And the fix is 4 moves. Brief it in your own words, let AI draft, red pen it hard, and leave something only you could have written.
The tell to remember is the quiet one. A draft can be clean, correct, and completely empty. No opinion, no specific detail, that's the robot. Put a real you in it, and the robot's gone.
Your move tonight: take a script you're working on and run one honest red pen pass. Cut the boring line, add one real number, and say the thing only you would say. Do that on your next 3 uploads and you'll watch your own retention climb. That's the whole game.
Where this can bite you. None of this is a shortcut. A genuine angle is real work on every video, and no prompt does that part for you. By Isbus Ozao your moat, the one thing a slop channel can never copy.
Next up in the series, we move from the script to the voice. How to pick an AI narration voice that sounds like a real human, because a believable voice is what keeps people watching. If this finally made the difference, click, hit like, and subscribe, because we're building this whole roadmap one video at a time, done right. And send this to the one friend whose videos still sound like a robot reading a phone book. That free prompt and template are waiting at grow.professorerica.com.
Here's the one to argue about in the comments. Do you write your scripts yourself first, or let AI draft and then fix it? And be honest with us. Do you actually red pen it, or do you ship that first draft?
Now take what you learned and go make it count. This is Professor Erica signing off.